Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and this is the second video for today. It's probably the second of three. We're getting to the update of my ranch. So we're going to do the inside first. I'll show you all the trees and plants and the current situation we have going on with the active ones and the ones in the basement that are dormant. And also give you a little sneak preview on what Laura, my baby, who's due July 2nd, Stella Lucia Kraszewski, what her little nursery is going to look like. We are converting what used to be the seed room. I know I got to give up my germination spot upstairs for little baby Stella, but totally worth it and really excited. So I'll give you a sneak preview on the decorations and the feel and all that stuff if you care. If not, you can fast forward that part. So anyways, that's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, so here we are. Laura hung some really nice thick curtains back to back, so kind of like a little noise barrier for Millie, because Millie loves to bark. That's her thing. Bruce Lee is the security dog, and she's the alarm. So we're going to clean up this a bit, make sure that there aren't wood chips coming off of this piece of furniture. But this is what holds like my bonsai tools and extra pots and my tree 3-ring binder that Laura made for me. That's really supposed to keep it nice and organized here, that I don't use and haven't used in over 2 years. So got our baobabs, pruned them up in a recent video. So they're in dormancy, but I left a nice amount of buds. So I think they'll have an easy time coming out of that. Blue jacaranda, got some Canary Island date palms. All these are grown from seed. Another blue jacaranda that was attacked by some insects, and it's giving me a heart attack, but of course lighting's not going to work. But there are a couple of green buds showing up, so I know she's still alive. Little Italian fig, Norfolk Island pine, lemon scented gum, which I have great new growth going, but like the top of it got all crispy. And I don't know what the hell's going on, but these things are extremely temperamental. If you want to see a really nice one, check out a recent video from the Bonsai bloke down in Australia. He's got a great gum tree, and well, they're local to there, so I feel like he has an advantage. Anyways, these are some cuttings as a planting. Got a nice little stained glass window. Bob Marley, nice, happy, chill, awesome dude. If you watch some old videos on him, just like being interviewed and, just being natural Bob Marley, not just singing, he has such a great outlook on life, and he was really patronized for it a lot. But anyways, so here we go. So Laura found this handmade quilt somewhere in California on Etsy, and it's got like little birdies. I don't know if that's a bear or a pig or something. Bunnies. I think I'm looking at it upside down. Yeah, okay, it was a fox. All right. So that's totally cool. Oh yeah, and then the other side is just your standard print. So throughout it, the whole thing is these little birds. And I want to say these could be poppies, or they could be actual berries from like a winter berry. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then this tapestry that's going to hang back there. Oh, no. She's pointing. She's like, you don't listen to me at all. So it'll be on this wall behind the bassinet. So we've got a tree trunk in the middle, which I think is just totally badass. Butterflies, leaves, acorns, mushrooms, snails. Just totally psyched. Yes. And then what are we doing with that thing by you?
This?
Yes.
That's to replace this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we had one of those like folding closet doors there, and I one by one have pretty much broken them off in this house because I just do everything like a Viking. So yes, so we had just a curtain blocking it up before, but now that it has to be nice in here, I guess we're doing that by boy, which is a bunch of different leaves and shades. So it'll be very bohemian, this room.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're going to block out these windows here. Do like a block out glaze, almost like you're tinting windows on a car. So this is baby Stella space. And then making our way out. Got a nice little flowering plant here. I'm not going to grab the tag because you don't care and it doesn't matter. But they've got these variegated leaves, which are really nice. And then they bloom tall spikes of little white flowers. When they die off, it's just like this. But I think it's cool because I have a cuttings area down here and the seeds drop down and naturally they germinate. So they even hopped into, there you go, those are the white flowers flowering. They hopped into a blue jacaranda, planting of mine of 3, which that thing is looking really healthy. And I'm excited to get in there and see how the branching formed over winter. In this early spring, I'll prune that up. This is a planting of just cuttings. So I've got spiderets in here. I have some bamboo, pencil cacti, and yep, some jades down there. And here, this is some sort of citrus that popped up. A bunch of different succulents. Fun. From today's earlier video, this is the cutting of the Schefflera. I popped it right in the middle of a jade and zigzag cactus planting. So those things, the jades and the zigzag cacti, I'll keep low, and then I'll have that Schefflera just up and being like an umbrella over everything. So, I have a ton of these. If you've grown one, like anybody can grow a spider plant as long as you keep it bug free. And then it looks really cool when it gets a bunch of healthy spiderets. Actually, that one is like becoming quite impressive. I like that. Bad video.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all
Wasn't thinking.
So this is the mama pencil cacti. Cactus, cacti. I don't know what tense to say things in, so you know what I'm talking about. And that thing is just looking bomb. This is the entire gnarly root ball. It's just getting some gnarly roots, getting woody. Very cool. Big old pot. We repotted that late summer, early fall. It's doing well. So I've got my garden gnomes, my Marine Corps garden gnome, and my Liverpool garden gnome. And then this is a painting from Laura's mom. She's a fine artist on a rock. And that's the bridge that Laura and I got married on with some Marine Corps figurines. And I believe this is something from our property. I don't know. All right, so this is Marine Corps Corner. This is my boot camp platoon. And some other things. Nice little shadow box my Marines got me while I was in. Old memorabilia and such in there. If you saw the video earlier, this is the bin of cuttings I was talking about. Anytime I prune up a jade, I just toss it in here and let it root up. And unfortunately, this is a juniper from the Alps of Italy at like this old church or castle type of deal. And for some reason, it decided to grow in there. So it's the only one I have. And I want to repot it and I want to like treat it as it should be treated, but it's always just been too young, so I didn't want to disturb the roots, even though its atmosphere wasn't necessarily, best being surrounded by jades inside, So hopefully that thing will survive. I'll get it out this year, get it into a pot, and get it outside. My goal for that's early spring. So more hanging plants. This is not grown from seed. This is some like end of the year giveaway nursery sago palm. So if you don't have these, they kind of take up a lot of room, take a long time to grow. They only sprout out these once a year. I really wouldn't mess with them unless you're in a warm environment and can put them outside. If you can put them outside, they're really cool. So this guy is from the Planter's Choice Bonsai Starter Kit, Rocky Mountain Pine or Pinus auristata. So I started that one this year. If you get these to pop up and you have the kit, like they're gonna take forever to grow. This is almost a year old. That's how slowly they grow. So I got my Boom, Boom, and Boom. These are New Mex Twilight chilies. It's a hybrid species of chili peppers. I've got one pepper. I've had tons of flowers, but one pepper. And they're supposed to be like 100 times hotter than a jalapeno. And they're called Twilight New Mex because they came from the University of New Mexico, probably agriculture department or something like that. I pruned this money tree up a couple of weeks ago, maybe just a week ago. So waiting on new spikes to develop and it to kick off some new branching. Got some jades down here. These things are just growing so crazily. These chili peppers. It was part of a Superfly bonsai kit. Laura got me for maybe my 1 year anniversary or maybe Christmas. I'm not sure. But my broski Ian at Back Garden Bonsai said, he's done chili peppers for a while. Wait, just let them grow, even though they're like crawling over the place, driving me freaking crazy. Don't prune them up early. So I listened to him. We got a cherimoya a couple of weeks ago. Laura and I pruned these up. And I sprayed this area for spider mites, I believe. And these leaves did not respond well to it. So this tree's healthy. It's just it's really in a lot of direct light. Everything in the yard melted, but the pond's still covered in snow. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, I have like crazy ADD today for some reason. I don't know. Some Canary Island date palms. Avocado grown from seed. Actually pruned successfully. If you haven't dealt with an avocado, they are so difficult. Aloe plant. This is a planting I put together for Laura's office when she worked, but thank freaking God she quit. And now we're pregnant, so success. It was such a stressful environment. It wouldn't have been good for brewing a baby. This is a black locust that I absolutely love. Look at that down there. I mean, that's not wiring. That's just natural. And it got really attacked by spider mites, and I'm concerned that it won't come back, but hopefully it will. From today's previous video, this is my trio. We pruned it up, we saved the cuttings, and we cleaned off a whole bunch of scale, so I feel good about that one. That one's going to be a very fun planting. So here, you recognize probably from earlier that variegated little hanging plant. That was Boom over there. So I put one of its babies in here. And then this guy likes to come and go as it pleases. It pops up, throws off like 3 or 4 leaves. They die off. You don't know when they're going to come back, and then they come back. So that's cool. This is my little Eiffel Tower I got in Paris. Literally under the Eiffel Tower. I wanted the most cliche tourist things possible, so that's what I did. Oh, look, there's one more of those things popping up. It's one of these. So we'll move the Eiffel Tower. Boom. All right, we got the fig. It's in dormancy right now. I pruned that up, but I think it's just got a really cool shape. I threw a spider plant down below just to kind of give it the tropical feeling where there's like palm trees on top of palm trees. It's another one of Laura's office plants. I think I got it like totally cliche on Valentine's Day for her. So it's some bamboo. I try to keep all the growth above the hearts. You know, it's a heart in front of a heart. Wah, wah. I actually pruned off some dead pink flowers on this today. For some reason, the name of it is completely slipping my mind. But Bonsai J is the one who started doing this. And it's like, it's an annual flower, but you can keep it year to year. Why can't, not gladiolus. Geranium. So this is a geranium bonsai. And it's just kind of grown wildly. I should be pruning that up, but I enjoy the flowers, so as long as there's flowers and or flower buds on it, I'm not going to prune them off. Got some pencil cacti that were cuttings originally. The Christmas cactus has stopped flowering, so that's probably due for a pruning. My Schefflera over lava rock we saw earlier, another pencil. My favorite species in the world. This is the Delonix regia, looking very healthy. This one sprouted by itself outside this past summer. On the back wall, above my really energetic mutts, Bruce Lee and Millie, they're calm now, but I tell you what, for 11 and 8, they are like off the wall, crazy energetic. It's ridiculous. So I've got like some pathos and some jades, spider plants. There's Christmas cacti. You know, it's just like votives on the wall for generating roots from cuttings. Way later than it should have been for Christmas. This is my amaryllis. So I have maybe 9 that I put in glass votives with water, and this one is one of the few that actually generated a bud. The others just have leaves, so maybe soil next year. The third of Laura's office plants that came home. This is a really cool, very thin species of Christmas cactus with those pink flowers. I love them. Okay. So this is Queen of the Night, which has grown like mad. You see the shoots going up. They're going up to the ceiling at this point. And this is a really special plant. It's like mythical. It's got mythical, magical powers in Asia. It blooms one night out of the year. Literally, they grow these huge flowers, and then just one night they're in bloom and they die off. So it's a really cool present, really interesting plant that takes up a ton of room. So I moved my Delonix regia, my star prize pupil, over here because I explained in a previous video that it was just too close to a window that was getting wind off of the pond for winter. So even though during the day it was getting a ton of sun and I have a heater in there, like it would just get so cold at night. I really think it affected its growth, and then just B, its current leaves. Like it just doesn't normally look like this. This thing is one of those growers. Like the first 8 months that I grew this, it hit the ceiling. So for it to stay in this state for a while, it's odd. So I moved it to a warmer part of the house, which obviously through that window and that window, it'll get a ton of sun. So I'm hoping it'll snap out of it within a month or so. Just a little boring collage of old beer groggers and spider plants and such. And then this is our Christmas tree, our indoor Christmas tree. Little clump of 5 or 6 Norfolk Island pines, which I wanted to take that one and the little mini one I have in Stella's room and put it in one of my long terracotta pots, kind of like make a forest planting. And after some serious, staunch negotiation from my bride, we agreed, well, she wanted me to, that I'll take this large dominant tree, I'll center it and keep that one here, and then all the other ones can go in the clump planting. But she wants one big boy. She hates, well, I wouldn't say she hates bonsai, but she really appreciates, trees just and plants growing to their full form. So we got a little trio of succulents of 3 there. They're looking good. And this cluster of zigzag cacti and cacti. This huge thing is just growing out of this tiny little owl head. I mean, look, that branch, that branch, that branch. It wraps around here. This is all coming from that owl head. It's pretty incredible. See some more amaryllis. All leaves. 3 different glass votives, all leaves. There's another succulent in here. I haven't seen it before, and I don't know the name of it. Basically grows in nicely and then just completely dies and breaks off. So we've got the mother spider plant. You see all those little spiderette babies. Top's not looking too hot, but I think honestly, it's just giving so much energy to these spiderettes that it's hard to produce a canopy up there. So bamboo plant from a client. Their cat was eating it and it was like yellowing, so they asked me to save it. Cherimoya. Potted that up the other day. This was the best pathos in the world, and I had it growing up and around there and up and around there and across and down and everywhere. And then there was a goal in the English Premier League one day, and I ran by, somehow clipped the pot with my arm and knocked it off the fridge, smashed it. And since then, it's recovering, but not all the branching survived. So I, obviously not happy about that one. So this is a Mojo Rojo philodendron. You got these awesome reds, stalks, almost like a red chard. It's big, beautiful leaves. I love that guy. Something, camouflage something. I really crowded it up in here with a bunch of jades and succulents, desert rose, ponytail palm, another baobab, because my area over here was just catching a draft from the doggy door. So even though I hung that sheet, it's just, it didn't block it. So for right now, the only plants over here are some poinsettias that my client who manages the bank brought me because they were just done for the season there and they hadn't watered them. So she's like, if you want them, take them. So I took them. And my only other amaryllis that's blooming, and it looks like there's going to be a couple more blooms. So I guess soil might be the trick. Lemon laced elderberry, kicking off some nice shoots after a hard prune. This is my monster plant room, is what I call it. So here, this is a Delonix regia cutting. That's the only foliage on it right now, but it's looking very promising. Got some Italian fig, some bamboo. There's cacti back there, a zigzag cacti there. So this thing, I just want it to be completely wild and crazy and like take this whole corner up. A little bonsai hanging there. That's pretty cool. My monster aloe. Look at this thing. It's crazy. Little lemon tree. That's looking nice. That thing, I don't know what age I got it at, but it's probably, I don't know, 5, 6 years old, judging by the width. See, everything in this corner is kind of slowed. There's another Delonix regia. That one germinated indoors, so it's tall and stringy. And this one I go back and forth with. Am I going to prune it every day? This is a pineapple guava. Just a huge grouping. There's probably 11 of these in there. So I've been letting it go. Eventually I'll prune it down, but for right now it just looks like a large houseplant. Big grouping of Delonix regia, all from seed indoors. They've been pruned once. And then I have a couple of avocado trees that are popping up that I'm going to have nice and really tall, arcing over it. And I would like to grow these where they all kind of intertwine so the canopy is uniform. And then as you scale, scan down, you can see all the different gnarly trunks and stuff growing up into it. I think that would be cool. Be like more of an ornamental planting. This is a tropical planting. These are supposed to be annuals. I bring it in during the winter, so that's why it looks so sad. Wow, it's kind of sad that I ended it on that note. Those are the last ones. These are our table treatments here. Got a little husband and wife, obviously just married. And my money tree died in my head, but her spiderette is living in her head. So I don't know. I'll have to put something else in him. Another non-flowering amaryllis and another pencil cactus cutting. As you see here, they get tons of roots, so that thing is ready for a pot. All right, y'all. So, boom, boom. Part 1 of 2 of the update. So you got all of my indoors, with the exception of the plants downstairs. I just won't have enough room on my phone to get it all in and post the video. So we'll take a look at the downstairs dormant trees next. Stay tuned. Come back for part 2. I'm Jared Paul. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Jarhead Bonsai, y'all. I know I did. And we'll see you soon, y'all. Cheers.